We don't do excuses here. I put 1,000 on you, and I'm going to need you to pay it back.
Surrounding Tanzyn and Cliff as our Elsie and Robert, we have just been so lucky to have a mix of experienced actors such as Keiynan Lonsdale as our Tom and Bernie Van Tiel as our Aisha, along with less experienced actors such as Alfred Chuol in his first ever screen role as our Tatenda, and the incredible Eliza Matengu as our mechanic, our baddie. That incredible ensemble, all people of colour, all incredible, dynamic and talented individuals, has just made our world feel so authentic.
Something about Swift Street really reflected parts of how I grew up. I didn't grow up in Melbourne, I grew up in Sydney, but certainly some shared experiences, and the characters were so rich and laid and I could feel them all. I just thought, this is the home that I know. I've been waiting to be part of something like this.
When I was speaking to Tig and the producers about the mechanic, it was really important to me that she wasn't a cookie cutter villain, that she was nuanced. Women can be evil in a different way, and there's more of that manipulation. She can pull people in. It's the chance to have $8,000, sweetie. This guy owes me 26 grand. Get it off him and I'll give you 8 of it.
Tom is just a young dude who's trying to be the best version of himself that he knows how to be at the time. So where we find him on Swift Street, he's just come out of jail.
Elsie's friendship with Tom, I think, is one of my favourites, if not my favourite relationship on the show. I think Elsie really craves friendship.
It's a beautiful platonic relationship, you know, it's such like this kindred spirits thing.
They're all just doing what they can to survive. Finding someone like that, who connects like that, is very special to Elsie. A lot of the time she is alone, she is fending for herself.
He's quite protective of her because of that recognition, because they mirror each other in these different ways. Do you live around here?
What are you, a cop?
Yeah.
The relationship that she has with Tatenda, I think, is very special, and I think it's the first relationship in the show that brings out a side of Elsie that we don't really see a lot in a lot of other scenes. They've been friends for so long.
Tatenda comes from a good family. His parents came from overseas.
You cannot tell me that is good for you.
He's essentially trying to grow up while Elsie is still holding on to high school days and still living the same life over and over again, and he's just trying to pull her up from that lifestyle.
Tatenda kind of represents a lot of the African kids that I know growing up. He comes from a home that's quite kind of proper, you know. He's like working class and they're trying to just get on by with life. So he's quite neat and proper and like a good kid. Doesn't get into too much mess. His wardrobe reflects that. It's a lot of sweaters, a lot of clean-cut pants, nothing too edgy, nothing too funky, clean, timeless, I think.
Aisha, she's part of the flower shop crew. I like to call them the bees in a cement jungle, and they've found this oasis in this flower shop.
Aisha and Elsie are on the same level life-wise. They both understand what it's like living in a situation where you maybe have to do things that aren't necessarily legal or you don't really want to do. They get each other, whereas Tatenda maybe sits in a slightly different circumstance.
What does Tatenda think you should do?
He doesn't get the
This is the first time that I've worked on something in Australia that is predominantly Black and POC, ran, created, cast. It's history making to walk into a cast room here, look at the wall and see your face reflected 10 times over, 20 times over.
Cut it off.